Welcome to another AriasWave update. Okay, so now we're hitting the cryptos. First time for 2022, we're going to take a look at this. And the reason why I have been waiting for this moment to put out an update is simply because, as you remember, I did call a top back in November. So the reason why you haven't got an update is simply because, well, I said it topped. So according to the count, this is topped, right? So why would I put out an update when it's topped? Well, the first thing you might think is like, well, fair enough. We need to see 5 waves down for the first move down. Okay, now we've seen 5 wave moves, or what appears to be 5 waves down. And, not saying that it's important that it broke this particular area here, this particular line here, because simply put, that's just the B wave of the wave 3 zigzag. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that, zigzag, etc. So to me, this is bearish still, right? I suppose one thing I'll mention now is that usually cryptos top out before the Dow Jones. Just look back at what happened in 2017/18 in the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones probably has a little bit further to run, as does gold. But at the same time, we need to look at this because, it's been a while. So what is this move since November? Well, I can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 never went into the price territory of wave 1 and 2. So that's a 5 wave move. Now, lately I've been noticing in the news or local mainstream media news here in Australia that basically, this is a bottom, right? Because you have a bunch of people who are mega bullish Bitcoin because for whatever reason they have a bias towards cryptos or whatever. Now, I've distanced myself from crypto for a reason, and it's got a lot to do with confirmation bias. I do not want to have confirmation bias taint my analysis. So I think that's important when calling tops, is that you don't have any interest and you're not invested. Now, I'm not invested in any crypto at the moment simply because I think that there's a problem with the current trend, right? Now, these moving averages are the only types of moving averages that I really think that are important, and that's the 500, 100 period, right? Anything else is just, yeah, we could potentially bounce off or continue right through it. So it's really not important to me at the moment. So whatever. Let's just forget about that for now. So if you want to look at the structure itself, you have a 5 wave move. Okay. Now, the only thing that I am concerned about is the AriasWave set of corrective patterns and 5 wave moves and how they line up with the correction afterwards. And also the fact that there's only 2 patterns that occur in markets, a zigzag and a 5 wave move. Now, mind you, those patterns, they're not as easy as you think they are. AriasWave understands this. So therefore, according to AriasWave, you can't get a 5 wave move down that is not the start of a move down that is a bigger move down if you have this move that happened before it. Okay. So, in my honest opinion, this is probably going to bounce as a corrective bounce. Okay. It's not going to be anything else other than a corrective bounce. Okay. So will it go back to 0.382? I would say it's more than likely that it would. It could go up to 50%. So you could see a move from 43,000 to around 50%, around 54,000, right? So I wouldn't rule that out. But in saying that, what will that cause? Okay, now there's a couple of things. So number one, you're going to get like a mini head and shoulders, right? And then that's going to be part of a larger head and shoulders pattern, right? Now, how you look at that, not sure, depending on how that correction goes. It could be ongoing before we see a move down, like a proper correction, right? So just give me 1 second, please. Okay, so aside from all that, there is nothing for me to say here at this point in time apart from we will probably see yeah, a corrective bounce. I don't think this is the bounce that's going to take us to 100,000. None of that sort of stuff. I don't think 100,000 is even on the cards at this point. Okay, so look, you've got a 5-wave move down. It's not a C or an E wave. Well, at least not in the short term. But in the longer term, yes, I do believe that this is part of the beginning of a C wave. So whether you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. I don't know how low it's going to go, but all I know is that something is going to crash this, part of a corrective pattern, ongoing. I don't think that it's going to go below A. I think we will see higher lows, right? But it's not the time for me to start saying buy. I really don't think that's a good idea. Now, whether or not you want to believe that, it's up to you. Like I always say, go watch Magic Poop Cannon or some other crypto, centric channels that just they're always completely bullish and hodlers and what have you. But at the moment, I'm focusing on gold just to distract myself from a lot of stuff that's going on right now. A lot of things, a lot of markets coming to a head, coming to a top. The Dow Jones, I expect to go to 46,000. I believe that one tops a little later. So I'm not going to start getting into that now. So what is this? It's nothing. It's just the beginning of something else that is coming. In other words, this is probably going to go further down, not further up. So I don't have anything else to say on this, at least until we get a correction. And those waves will tell me whether it's a correction or not. Okay, if we start to see a move that starts to move up impulsively, like this, well, fair enough, it's going to be impulsive. But if we start to see a zigzag, chop out zigzag that's really weak, well, best believe that I'm going to be waiting for the rest of that correction to unfold, and I will basically do nothing. Okay, so that's my view, the AriasWave view, based on the AriasWave methodology. That's what I go based on. Now, some of you want to see the XLM chart because I haven't put out an XLM chart for a while. So to me, look, there is something else going on here. And it's got a lot to do with what's going to happen with the US dollar, basically like the euro. I do believe the euro is going to collapse at least 50%. Now, I would say at this point in time that it's a watch and see approach. We have not seen what is coming yet. It is still unfolding. Okay. Now, I did say this is a 1. This is a 2. Everything points to 2. Nothing will go above that 0.44 area. It's just not going to happen, right? In order to go lower, we had to break the magenta line. We've broken it. But does that mean that because it's bouncing, that's it? It's not going to go any lower? No. It actually means that, okay, although it doesn't look as sharp right here, right now, right here, right now, compared to, the move in May 2021, doesn't mean that it's going to get a lot sharper. It does not mean that at all. Okay. To me, it just looks like we're preparing for a deeper correction. Now, how deep that goes, I will probably cover that in another video where I will draw some comparisons with my Euro analysis and how deep down the rabbit hole we will go. You'll have to wait. But in terms of investing in XLM right now, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that it's probably something you should stay away from. That's why I have not produced any more XLM videos. I did warn people right here at the highs that this is going to go down and it's not coming back. Okay, not for a while. Now, will this coincide with the big collapse in the stock market? I believe so. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. Use this only as a guide. But I do think that this little move up we've seen now is just going to be very short, and then something will drive it lower really badly. Okay, so in terms of a long-term trade, I would not go near this with a 10-foot pole. Okay, it just does not make any sense. At the very least, if you were going to be somewhat conservative, you'd take something that's at least this length and go back down here the same length, which I think is around 10 cents, give or take. But I don't think it's that. I think it's something else. I think something else is coming down the pipe, and I will put out something when the time comes, right? Now, that might be very soon because I might see that we're about to head lower and I'll put in a couple of levels to watch. But at this point in time, this is definitely a selling opportunity, a shorting opportunity in the making. I would be very careful to look at a choppy 5-wave move as a C or E pattern when it's not, right? When it's not any of those things. When you learn the waves, you understand what I'm talking about. To the people who understand AriasWave, who are already members, they will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so to you, I might be speaking in a different language right now. But in terms of AriasWave, the takeaway from this video is that things are not looking good. If this market was going to go up, it would have done so already back in August last year, potentially even November. But due to the formation of the pattern, which I did recognize at the right time to get my members out, I understand you want to know when the right time is. Well, in my opinion, this is not the right time to invest in XLM and many other cryptos. Okay, so things are not good in cryptos. Okay, now that doesn't mean that they won't be in the future, but now that I've been doing the official AriasWave for since 2020, Uh, AriasWave is heading into 9 years of not only development and testing, but you are seeing very often updates on how this works. So take it with a grain of salt, take it however you will. That's the latest update. Now, wherever I put my attention is where I think it's important to do so. But like I said, it's going to take time. Just wait it out. Let's see what happens. Keep tracking AriasWave channel because I'm pretty sure you'll get more insights into the larger picture than you will anywhere else. It's only a matter of time before AriasWave becomes the norm for analyzing waves. But for now, it's a niche way of looking at the markets. So if you're a part of this journey, congratulations. If you're an observer, keep observing. Eventually, you will understand why I spend so much time going through these charts, creating ideas, reviewing them, making sure that the analyst is getting it right because the methodology is rock solid. Okay, it's only the interpretation that sucks at times because, especially with cryptos, we do not have that much historic data. Okay, but with things like gold and the Dow Jones, we have a lot of historic data, but they also provide clues because we all know that cryptos tend to trend with either the Dow Jones or the euro. Okay, inversely, the US dollar. So stay tuned and I will provide a comprehensive update on all these shortly. But for now, please stay safe and be patient. Hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.